This land of ours is under attack. Time has come, we're gonna take it back. Just wait and see. Don't tread on me. I won't sit back, stand idly by, watch the heart of my nation die. Oh, not me. Don't tread on me. Don't tread on my Bible, don't tread on my guns, don't you tread on my faith in God's only Son. Don't tread on me.
Hey everybody, this is John Marietta, and I am the Hillbilly. And today's show has been brought to you by Monarch Windows and Doors, Mauser's Garage and Tire Center, PatriotsOnline.com, Fayette County Recovery, Storage and U-Haul, Tactical Civics, Solid Foundation Ministry, New Life Free Methodist Church, Highline Motorsports, Gun Owners of America, HIllbilly Jon Radio on YouTube, and John Marietta for We the People, and of course the Ink Store. They keep everything printed for us and keep us going. Today's September 10th, and it's the day before they hit the Twin Towers in New York City. The plane went down in Somerset, and they tried to also, I guess, land one on the Pentagon, and that didn't work out so well either. We had 4 planes up in the air, and they were trying to take us out. So I wanted to start with this, and I want to preface this with one thing. I don't believe you can become a patriot by joining a Facebook group or just telling people. A real patriot doesn't tell someone that they are a patriot. A real patriot is known by their actions. A patriot is a person who loves and defends his or her country. In the United States, Patriot Day is a national day of service and remembrance, marking the anniversary of September 11, 2001, when terrorist attacks on our nation. As you remember, those who died and the heroes who responded with sacrifice of compassion, take courage with these words of hope and comfort from the Scripture. In you I trust, O my God. Do not let me be put to shame, nor let my enemies triumph over me. No one whose hope is in you will ever be put to shame, but they will be put to shame who are treacherous without excuse. That's Psalms 25, 2-6. I wanted to start with that because I really believe that we can't let this go by. Tomorrow is going to be September 11th, and I believe it's going to be 23 years.
Oh, wow.
And it was September 11th, 2001. So I remember where I was. Do you remember where you were that day, Melanie?
Yeah, I was on my way here to Uniontown, manufacturing my disposable bib. In fact, it was a day much like today.
Yeah.
Beautiful blue sky, great temperatures, sun was shining. And I came here to Uniontown, Berkeley Medical Resources, after watching it on TV, and people were hearing it on the scanners that a plane went down right over here in Somerset. So the Berkeley offices were pretty buzzing, not knowing what was going on. And
it was a day like today.
Just crazy,
I remember being at work, and we didn't know what to do because, I mean, I was a meat cutter, and I was the first one, but then when the second one hit, we knew that it wasn't just something wrong. It was, and then when we heard about the Somerset one, and of course then, but you think about all these people, you think about all the EMS workers, you think about all them firemen, and we as Americans come together over things like this, and
we did,
and we came together for a period of time, and I think this is the time we need to think about, and we need to come together again and do the right thing. We have a big election coming up in the near future. I think we have to. I think we just need to be able to come together and do the right thing. I mean, just think about what happened in World War II when they attacked Pearl Harbor, and that was all it took, and away we went.
Yeah.
And we built it all here. We made it all here. We didn't ship it off we didn't ask the Chinese to send anything to us. We did it right here. And I think that's the difference between the generations. We wanted to make sure it got done right, so we did it right here. Anyways, I always like to start the show with them kind of things, and I have Ashley Duff's back on the line with us today, and Ashley, Well, let's start out with what happened last night, Melanie.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what we need to do. You still with us, Ashley?
I'm here, John.
Okay. Go
Just
ahead.
real quick, we had a great talk about patriots, people, citizens getting together. We did a little letter writing workshop last night at what was the name of the in West Lights Ring?
Solid Foundation Ministry.
Yes, and Melanie Llewellyn and her friends came down, and it was great. We talked, we learned how to put together the letters, and we're going to clean the voter rolls in Fayette County, thanks to the people here that showed up last night. So we've good effort. We could use some donations for stamps, but we heard of a donor today. I got word of in the eastern part of the state that's going to make some donations of stamps. So we have how many letters? Probably like about 1,000 letters contacting voters who have moved out of the county. And we're contacting them with a nice little letter telling them, we know moving is a busy time, and sometimes you're not paying attention to removing yourself from the voter rolls back here in Fayette County. So all we're asking them to do is to return the form, the voter cancellation form, to the county office and in a self-addressed stamped envelope. And hopefully we'll have the voter rolls nice and clean for Election Day in November.
We need to work on this because it doesn't seem like the county wants to take care of it. So
No.
we're gonna try to work on it ourselves and do the right thing here. And
That was a question last night. One of the ladies says, how come, they had 3-4 years to do this, to clean the voter rolls? Well, what happened? And that's a question we just can't seem to get answered. But that's okay. We're rolling up our sleeves and doing it.
we have one county commissioner that says he doesn't have to answer your questions. He just that's what he says.
Yeah.
And our state representative Ron Warner, he's never to be found when any of these things are going on.
No.
And actually, you know what? I thought about this today. It was Metzger and Zimmerlink that didn't vote for Act 77. I don't know if Ashley can confirm that for me or not, but I'm pretty sure it was, and they were from Lancaster County. So evidently, if you live in Lancaster County, they must have better school system because they teach people how to read these bills, evidently. And these guys wouldn't vote for it. So
That's
I
right.
got to thinking about that. But our people all over here in this side of the state, they all voted for it, and we still haven't got the answer as why. So this is where we're at.
That's where we're at. We're joining together here. We got some great people from Washington County. There's some real patriots out there that are doing the same thing.
And we got people from Westmoreland County working on this.
And all over the state of Pennsylvania.
Yes.
And there is a nationwide, so they're flying under the radar kind of thing. There's things being done, many things being done behind the scenes with citizens that are getting together and getting it done. We're not waiting for our elected leaders who should be doing that.
And Ashley's been working on this diligently.
Yeah, she's great.
I was at the the Washington County Fair. I guess you know what? It just seems like yesterday, Ashley. I guess I'm getting older, but anyways, it wasn't this year. It was last year we were down there, and you were running around getting signatures for things, and you've been working on this actually for about 2 years now, haven't you?
Yeah, well, like 3, I think, since 2001 or 2021, right, Ashley?
Yeah. Ever since 2020 happened, I jumped in, and that was I probably made my first reach out to the county to try to get an audit of the election. That was probably February or March-ish of 2021. And at that time, I knew very little. I understood very little. I just knew there was something wrong. And I thought, well, somebody's got to be handling this, I'm sure. But I'll just reach out, I'll make some phone calls. And to my horror, there wasn't anyone handling this. And I thought, well, my gosh, like where's all the people in charge? Where's the people who know, understand this stuff? And they're just nowhere to be found. And like you two were talking about earlier, anywhere you look and you see progress being made and you see things getting done, it's because there's citizens behind it. It's not because there's some great, politician getting things done. No, it's because there's a tireless band of citizens who are relentless that won't give up. And that is where we see the most success.
Yeah, that's so true, Ashley. Very true.
I mean, I just thought everybody would like to see the transparency and everything, and I guess, and I was as naive as you are, and it isn't even one party or the other. It's like the uniparty doesn't want nothing changed, and I don't know if you want to agree with me or not on that actually, but it just seems like that's where we're at. I mean, it just seems like they could care less.
They want control. They want to keep the control.
They have control, and they want it to stay the way it is. So I guess what we need to talk to you about is your efforts to go forward with what you're doing now, and I'm sure this is going to continue long after the election.
Well, after these last 3-4 years, I've collected a lot of information. I know a lot more than I knew getting started in the beginning, and I feel like now with the presidential election coming up, now it's time to really put your game face on. I feel like through the years we've kind of had a lot of practices, we've had our scrimmages, we've gone through the playoffs. Well, now it's time for the big game, and it's either show up or go home, and we are going to show up. We're going to put together the best teams that we can find. We're going to educate those teams, and we're going to get people out and get them moving on election integrity. And that can be, before the election, the day of the election. It can be for a couple hours. It can be after the election. There's all sorts of jobs, all sorts of projects where we need to have good patriots. Like you guys said, it ain't one party or the other. It's just people who care about this country and care about integrity in their elections. Because, when I first got into this, John and Melanie, I don't know about you, but I saw so many fires at the time. I mean, literal fires of 2020, obviously, but just fires in every area of society. You had the school boards, and you had the COVID and the lockdowns, and the vaccines and the riots. There was so much going on, so much craziness. But to me, it kept coming back to elections, because if you can't get good people elected into a position and know for sure that that's actually who you elected, then you can't fix any of the other issues. It kept revolving back to elections. So, I have just kept my face focused on elections, and it's been tempting, to go into the school board world, all the things going on with our children, but I just kept realizing, look, if I can't know for sure that the elections are free and fair, then I can't effectively get things done in any other of these arenas. And so I set my focus, I set the task to that, and I haven't wavered off of it this entire, time. And it's funny, and I feel this because I felt this way, for years. I didn't realize that there were 2 elections a year. It was like the presidentials, and that was it. And I think there's a lot of people out there who feel that way and just are unaware of what's going on. And so election after election, these last couple of years, we've been watching and learning and reading and seeing how things are done. And we feel now much, much more confident going into 2024 of all of the areas that we need to be looking at, and things where if we don't have people involved in, that it's going to spell not good things. Just put it that way. So these workshops are designed to get people involved, and I just start from basics and I work my way up. So it's a 3-part series that we're going through in Washington County, and I'm very excited to start there in Fayette next week. And it just will teach people everything that they can be doing before the election starts, on Election Day, and after the election concludes. And you might say, well, I can only give a couple hours, I can only do this, that. It doesn't matter how much you know or your skill level. We're just looking for people who are willing to help. That's what really matters. You have a heart that cares, and you're willing to help, right? And I've talked to so many people, and everyone's busy. We all have a lot going on. I promise you can take a nap after the election, after the 2 weeks, after certification. I promise you'll get a nap then. But until then, we need to keep our shoulders to the wheel and keep fighting on.
Yeah, we sure do. We sure do. Like I said, the elections are a priority for me too. There are many things that can be done with this, but if we don't fix the problem here, and we can do it locally, we can't worry about the rest of the state and Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. They'll say it's here in Fayette County and Washington County, right in our neighborhoods, where we can be the most effective. Be used most effectively here to make some change and to make sure our elections are free and fair.
What a lot of people don't understand is that our county commissioners have the ability to do a lot of things, and with the elections to make things more transparent. Usually, what they do is they try to sugarcoat it and get a video about this or do that and maybe put a couple commercials up or something. But I mean, even today I was listening to one of them say about how fair these, and we know for a fact that there was like 600,000 votes that came in after 8 o'clock on in 2020. I mean, and we know in 2021 there was 1,500 votes just here in Fayette County. We know in last year's election with the municipal election there was 1,500 that came in 3 different times. They reported it 3 different totals, so they came in. So, but now they're telling us they're not going to count anything that isn't at the election office by 8 o'clock. So, we'll see how this works out.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really prepping us that you're not going to know the results. You're not going to have answers. One of the things that they've already forewarned of is these denial of service, is a DDoS attack, basically where nefarious actors flood the system with requests and it shuts down reporting. They said, so, we're already anticipating that that's going to be occurring, so don't you get alarmed. You'll get your results. They probably won't work, the night of the election, but it's not going to affect any of the totals or the outcomes. It's just, just something that we're anticipating. So just hang on and wait, a couple hours into tonight or even maybe into the next day, and we'll get some results up there. Like, what is that?
Wow.
And we're just supposed to swallow that and say, oh, yeah, they got it under control. Well, I think it was Ronald Reagan that said some of the scariest words you can ever hear is, hi, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And he had it right. He had it right. I mean, we've completely lost faith and trust in the government. If the government is there to preserve our God-given rights, and that's what we need them to do. And beyond that, I don't have any faith and trust in what they are doing and what they are accomplishing. As long as they continue to tout themselves as rulers over us, and that is not what government is supposed to be.
Well, you kind of think about it. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are well-meaning in government, and they're trying to do their very best. But it seems like the hurdles that they put in front of them and all the different things that you gotta navigate in order to get things done. That's the part I just don't understand. I've not been able to make myself comply with. I mean, I got a situation with a piece of equipment in the office, and I actually had to. I mean, you'd think that we'd be able, in this day and age, be able to get a phone line hooked up to it, and we've been waiting for several weeks to get this taken care of. And finally, I guess today I kind of probably went to somebody and told them, I said, I want this done now. So we'll see what happens. I mean, but that's the way the government and bureaucracy works, because it's not just the incompetence, it's just the apathy that's involved in everything. And I really believe that's what the problem is, even with the elections. I believe there's a lot of apathy. They think, well, this is it'll get done one way or the other. And like you say, we can't count votes for 3 days after the election. That cannot happen this time. It cannot happen. And like I said, I heard somebody else today say about a cyber attack. Well, if you're voting in person, according to what we're being told, these machines aren't connected to the internet, so there can't be no cyber attack on the machines. Do I have that right?
That's what they say.
So, what would a cyber attack do? We're voting in person. The same machine they count the ballots with that come in the mail is the same one we're using. We're using at the polls. Okay, so what would a cyber attack? How would that affect anything? They're not supposed to be online, so how would a cyber attack affect anything?
Yeah.
Well, if you remember, this was just recently that the CrowdStrike attack. Remember, this was maybe 2 months ago. There was the CrowdStrike attack where they were grounding flights and nothing was working. Well, at that same time, the Arizona primary was going on. Well, guess what? They had a huge problem conducting their elections that day because of the poll books. The electronic poll books were running off of that, I guess it was Microsoft system or whatever, and so they weren't able to load. And everyone says, none of this stuff's connected and this and that. They don't realize all of the different components, I should say, of the election system. The election management system is so many different pieces that people don't even think about. And something like that, the poll books, nobody's even thinking about those, right?
Well, we have them here in Fayette County. We have those electronic poll books here.
And we got them in
check them
Washington County. Yeah, we got them too.
Oh, you do too? Oh, wow.
And I think Gina's with us. Are you with us, Gina?
Well, my question is, I think that it's a play on words because I feel like they don't necessarily have to be connected to the internet to be networked together, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Well, they are.
So they can say, and maybe they are, in a sense, telling the truth that they're not connected through the internet, but that doesn't mean that they're not networked and connected together, and there's not a mainframe computer that's watching all of these real-time, the real-time results coming in from all of these different areas. I mean, anybody that knows computers knows that you don't have to use the internet in order to network computers together necessarily, because if you think about an office has like a mainframe computer, but every single computer in an office is connected. They don't have to be connected over the internet because they used to be networked together before the internet even came together. So you can have a mainframe computer that controls all the computers in the office. And I believe if they're saying that they're not connected through the internet, I would say that then it doesn't mean that they're not connected through a network.
Well,
I mean,
they're connected.
Just think about a cell phone.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, and that's basically what we have with these poll books, and I don't think a lot of people realize that.
Yeah.
I mean, you still sign your book, right? Even though
the poll book.
You just do the poll book.
Only electronically you sign it.
And there's no possible way that can be a verified signature because everybody knows that you can't sign it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's awkward.
And they definitely don't verify the signatures for the mail-in ballots. We knew that. We had several people watch that the last time.
But also, if you think about it, John, if they went back to the Blue Book system, they would have to have essentially somebody at every single polling system that would be willing to call in and say, hey, this person didn't vote, this many people didn't vote, this many. And are you going to be able to find a person in each precinct that is going to give you those numbers? There's no way that they would be able to know who voted and who didn't vote until all that information made it to the election bureau. Whenever they take their bags of information over, right?
Yeah, exactly. And we were supposed to get. They were see that's public record. The slips that they do that's public record. And our election director here in Fayette County promised last primary and the general election that we would be able to get them numbers. We still haven't got them from last year. So and we didn't get them from the primary this spring. So this all should be posted. I mean, not 2 weeks afterwards after they just get a chance to put it up. It should all be taken care of at night. Used to be they hung them slips up right at the polls, but now there's no way to verify how many people actually voted by mail. I mean, there's no way to verify that. And so,
Yep.
and that's it seems like there's an obscurity there that they just do not want to correct for some reason. And
Yeah.
but it works out to be what Greg's figured out over the course of doing so many counties. And by the way, the Supreme Court document is just about ready to go, and it looks like we have about. And we're going to end up probably with about 25 counties in Pennsylvania that's going to sign on to it. So it looks like
Wow.
it's going to be this is going to be a big deal. Anyways, what he's found out that there's at least a 9 to 11% error ratio. In a couple of the counties there was but that's an average. Okay, that's an average. It's higher all over because Philadelphia was like unbelievable. So was I believe it was Berks County. It was really high too. So, but anyways, Ashley, we're going to have you come to Fayette County. Are you ready to travel to Fayette County?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
I'm
so
ready to get in there.
You're going to be
work
down
with you guys.
You're going to be down at the Redstone Social Hall on Monday night, and we're gonna get you to start on your
Presentation. She has a nice presentation.
Yeah,
That's geared to Fayette County.
it'll be geared to Fayette County, and we're going to start at 6:30. And when Ashley says she's going to be done at 8 o'clock, she's done at 8 o'clock. So for an hour and a half, if you got time, come on down. We want to show you. We want to show you physically what's going on.
And if there's anybody from Washington County that may have missed her first workshop last week, you're welcome to come to this one, and get some updates. And then you can get information on the other two that are in Washington County, and all three of them here in Fayette County, and even Somerset County. If you're from a county, you want to come over, because the information she has is very helpful to anyone that's nearby voting. What does Somerset use?
I think they use Dominion too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, if they're using Dominion, that's what we're using here in Fayette County, so that would be very similar. And if you're using ES&S, that's what Ashley uses in Washington County, and you can attend those workshops and get some information there. It's very helpful. Very helpful. Everyone just loved the one last week, so we can't wait to get this one going here on Monday, our first workshop, September 16th. Preventing problems before Election Day. That's what the topic will be. Bring a friend. We're going to have some refreshments. Learn how to lay the groundwork for a fair election by, 1, cleaning the voter rolls, which we are already got a head start on here. Monitoring mail-in ballots, attending voting machine testing, and more, so much more. The thing about the cleaning the voter rolls in Pennsylvania, which I can't figure out, to register to vote is very easy in the state of Pennsylvania. You can do it online. You just fill out the form, show no ID, and you're registered to vote here. But to remove yourself from the voting rolls, you have to do it with a paper cancellation form, a wet signature they call it, and you have to notify them to do that. And that's really, a step in a procedure that a lot of people find inconvenient today, or just unaware that they have to do that when they're moving.
Exactly.
And so it's just, your name just stays there. And, we're doing that. So we're doing a good job. We got some good cleaners last night.
Yeah, I mean, it was Melanie wasn't. I don't think she was quite prepared for.
Yeah.
Because they were wanting to know how many she had, and I think they took like over 900.
Yeah. Sheets. They're texting me today. They're getting them filled out and mailed in. I did some this morning. I have some here for you to give to somebody tonight later on, some stamps and stuff. And we're getting it done. That's great.
So we have a big event. Since we have everybody on the phone now, well, first let me ask Ashley if she has anything else she wants to say.
Well, I think that's about it, John. Just, anybody out there in Fayette or any of the surrounding areas, come on down on Monday. You won't be disappointed. Trust me. You will learn a lot. Even if you know a lot now, I guarantee you'll still probably learn a thing or two. Or if you don't know anything, that's fine too. I completely know how you feel. I've been there. We're going to work together, and we're going to get this moving in Fayette County so that you can do everything you can to make sure your elections are free and fair, because this may be our last shot.
That's right.
Well, I want you to stay on with us because the next topic, and I want you. I'd like to get all of your opinions. Tonight's going to be like the Super Bowl, I guess. Donald Trump and
Yeah, I got my little flag here.
Mrs. I guess it's Mrs. Harris, right? I have that right?
I don't know.
Yeah, President Donald Trump and Mrs.
The vice
Harris.
president.
Yeah, they're going to have a debate, and I just want to kind of get your thoughts on what you would like to hear during this debate tonight. I'll start, Gina. Let's start with you.
I would like to hear original ideas from the vice president and what they're going to do to fix all of the things that went wrong over the past 4 years. Maybe, perhaps, start there, and what she's going to do about the border control. Since she hasn't done anything yet.
Well, yeah, she was put in charge of the border, and I don't know if she's made it down there yet or not, but but anyways, yeah, this is a big problem. I mean, it's a big problem even here in Pennsylvania because we have people coming in here that are undocumented. They tried to shut the country down because people didn't want to during the Chinese plague. And now they're, like I said, for people not getting shots and not being they tried to quarantine us all, but now we got people coming over border undocumented, and we know I doubt if they've had the vaccine, so and
it's just chaotic.
They say it's 8 million people, and I'm wondering if it isn't even more. So yeah, Gina, I think that's a great thing. I think you're on target. How about you, Ashley?
Well, I kind of feel the same. I mean, we're here in the southwestern corner of Pennsylvania, the Rust Belt, right? What is she going to do to help the people here in this area? We've got so many flip-flops about her and fracking. That's a big issue here, obviously. I'm in Washington County in Charleroi. Yeah. We have a serious problem going on right now with people being issued driver's licenses who should not have a driver's license. And it's public safety. There's been so many accidents. People are really concerned with their kids getting off the bus. Are they going to get hit by one of these drivers? Yeah. And with all of the news happening right now, I think it was just this week with the town in Ohio where there's all of the Haitian immigrants. That's kind of a mirror for what's going on in Charleroi. And people are saying, oh, my gosh, this is now being shown on the national level, what's going on. And they're terrified. They're terrified for, their small towns, their families, obviously their children. So, I'm going to be looking for things in that manner. Of course, my ears are always open on election integrity. If anything is ever said about that, I would be shocked if I heard anything like that fall out of Kamala's mouth. For sure.
Yeah. How about you, Melanie?
I think they're going to avoid that topic. Of course, Trump may bring up the topic, but yeah, I'm really interested in hearing what she has to say. I know what our President Donald Trump done. He's got a track record that's outstanding that no president has ever been able to touch. So I just want to hear her side and hear where has she been for 4 years? These problems occurred under her watch. And though she's trying to distance herself from the president, I think that the president, Donald Trump, should walk in with a MAGA hat and give her a MAGA hat because she's been duplicating everything that he's doing, she's going to do. And I think he's turned her into the Make America Great Again candidate. But I want to hear what her explanation is, where she's been for 4 years. And I know what that answer is. She won't have an answer. She'll giggle and she'll laugh and she'll talk about coffee lids and all this other stupid stuff. I think she's going to be really nervous and under pressure, but the heat is on for her. And
my biggest thing is I want them to talk about jobs. I want them to talk about inflation, jobs. We lost a plant in Charleroi. Many people don't even. It's like nobody's heard about it. Corning's leaving, and they're packing up and leaving. Yeah. Actually, as we speak, I think we need to bring more into the southwest corner. I'm not saying it's all the president's fault. It's the whole part of leadership. They're not standing up. I mean, we lost one of the biggest power plants in Masontown just because nobody wanted to step up and do the right thing. I mean, if you're a county commissioner in Fayette County or in Greene County, you needed to step up and say, "Hey, wait, what can we do to keep you here? What do we got to find for you?" Instead, they left the biggest power plant in this part of the country leave or get shut down. I mean, I get it.
Well, that's something.
And people have problems, but we have more natural gas right here, right now. And then the other thing that I want to know about is this CO2 harvesting and I don't know if you've heard about this or not, actually, but the CO2 harvesting that they're going to start trying to do. The state representatives in Pennsylvania went ahead and I guess gave the okay for it in the state Senate. So now I guess they're going to harvest the CO2, and I'm thinking, like, why do we need to harvest CO2? We need to be making more CO2 so the plants grow, so we can have more farmland. I mean, I want to see what the farmers are. The farmers are what makes this country. You might need a doctor or a lawyer or a dentist or whatever, or a chiropractor or whatever. You might need one of them, once a month or several times a year. But you need a farmer every day, 3 times a day, in order to keep living in this country. And I don't think people appreciate our farmers. I don't think they appreciate our firemen, and I don't think we appreciate our servicemen and our EMS workers nearly enough in this country. And that's the part that I want people to hear about. And I think somebody needs to. Well, I've given you several topics that I'd like to hear, but I think that's the part we need to start discussing more. I mean,
I agree with you, John, because you would think after the pandemic and everything shut down, people would come to that realization when, food was short in the grocery stores and toilet paper was short and all these products and items were short and people couldn't get a hold of. So, I mean, you can do without toilet paper. You can figure that out, right? But you can't go without food. I mean, and I don't think people really appreciate the value of Fayette County in that way. And we definitely can't lose that.
I think the morale of everybody in this country is down.
Yeah.
We're just down, and just everybody, it's just, we're just down. It's just a down time for everybody. Everybody's hurting. These are not the best of times for us here, and we needed to turn that around to put Donald Trump back in office and make America great again and get the morale up, the patriotism, going again, just like right after 9/11. We were devastated with what happened there, shocked. But we came together and the patriotism rose and we did well. That's what we have to do together again here. I think we're starving for that, and we need to get back to our Lord and Savior as well. And get back to prayer and putting God back in our communities, back in our lives again, because without Him, this is what we have, chaos. And we know our Lord is not a man of chaos. He is not.
And I'm sure Nick's sitting across from me here right now, and I'm sure Nick has them same feelings to a certain degree. Maybe me and Nick don't agree about who's going to be in the Super Bowl this year, but seriously, I mean, everybody that's working for a living wants to make more money. And in order to, and we want to pay less for things, and so, we need to start thinking about our economy in a big way. I know that I think that's what we need to keep working on. So, but anyways, I guess the debate's going to be at 6 o'clock tonight.
No, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
It's going to be on several different views. I know it's going to be on C-SPAN and it's going to be on probably Fox, I guess. Huh?
Yeah. I think they'll all be covering that. I'm just going to be home watching it. I'm going to a Holocaust presentation tonight at the Ross River Historical Society, and then we're going to get together in our little living room and sit on the floor and watch it with a few friends. But there's a lot of parties going on tonight.
Yeah. And I'll have
watch parties.
My carrots and my radishes.
Aw.
So
I'm going to have popcorn.
yeah, we'll have I don't know what we're gonna have at the election thing with Ashley yet, but I'll be there with my carrots and radishes.
Oh, okay.
So Bob can come over and have some radishes.
He likes radishes. He does.
But
They're
anyways,
good for
hey,
you.
I want to thank everybody for calling in today. Thank you a lot, Ashley. I
Yeah,
appreciate
Ashley
your
and
time.
Gina. Yay.
Gina, I know that Gina's probably cooking hot dogs at the food stand at the football game right now because I think they have a football game tonight, don't you?
No football game, but I do want to apologize for Friday. I've been drowning in football. So football for me is Friday, Saturday, and Monday nights are games for me. And then every night of the week I have practice except for Sunday. Sunday's my only day. Only day.
Well, it's good the kids can play football, and it's good that you're able to help them and be there for them. So that's a great thing. Hey, we do got a couple of events. One of the events that I want to talk about is Dunbar Community Days. It's going to be this Friday night and Saturday all day long. Please look it up, Dunbar Community Festival, and please get time to get there. We're going to have a We the People rally in Connellsville on September 29th, and it's going to start after church about 1 o'clock. It looks like we're going to have hog roast, and if we don't get a frost, we'll have corn. If we get a frost, then we're going to have something else.
The weather's nice. Looks
But it
for the
looks
whole
like-
week.
it looks like it
Great
should be
week of
okay,
weather.
For the 29th, if the weather holds out like it is today. And I'm going to tell you what, if you can't appreciate anything else, you have to appreciate this weather we're having right now. It's beautiful
Yeah.
out there. I mean, it's a beautiful time in Fayette County. Melanie, do you have anything else to say?
No, not really.
Oh, I'm supposed to tell everybody I'm going to be in a milk chugging contest.
Yeah.
Jackson's is providing the milk, and they're going to be there. And the other thing is we're going to have Jackson's ice cream down at the hog roast on the 29th.
Ooh, sounds good. Just want to remind everybody to come Monday night to our workshop at the Redstone Social Hall in Republic
Yeah.
from 6:30 to 8. And RSVP at FayetteEIP@gmail.com. RSVP to me at FayetteEIP@gmail.com. Let me know you're coming.
I want to read this. I got a couple things I want to read before we close. We got about 2 minutes, but I want you all to think about this. On September 10th, 2001, millions of Americans went quietly to bed with no thought that the next morning that their world would change forever. That the night that changed forever. That night, hundreds packed flight bags. They would not live to open. Thousands slept with loved ones for the last time. One never knows what each new day has in store. Let us live every day to the fullest and never miss a chance to let those dearest to us know of our love for them. So tonight, if you have someone in your life that you love, tell them so. I got that from I can't remember her name right now, but it's Jane. It's Jane. She sends me messages all the time, and I thought that was real good. And as always, we close the show with the same way. On this road called life, you have to take the good with the bad. Smile when you're sad, love what you got, and remember what you had. Always forgive, but never forget. People change. Things go wrong. Just remember, the ride goes on. God bless each and every one of you, and God bless America. I am John Marietta, and I am the Hillbilly.